Okay, and back. Just a quick shot under here. I did, as you can see, go around the floor. This is an outside porch area. That is a radiant barrier, so oftentimes people will use a radiant barrier in their roof system just to deflect the heat. And this is a hot area. It's somewhat southerly facing, so it is picking up the heat. And in working under here, I definitely felt that, and I just felt that was an improvement. That is a breathable barrier. I wasn't really worried about moisture concerns. You can see I did kind of a, I don't know what kind of a system they did initially, maybe to level up the floor, but they did leave a girder and a couple posts, and I did put a couple screws in one of the posts, hardware attachment up at the girder. You can see the other one, and a little small post base right there. And just a little improvement while you're doing this kind of work. You're going to come across things like that. Just keep track of your time. Usually these things don't take a lot, but I did essentially put a moisture barrier down here just to control moisture. That it's a sustainable area for durability. The lighting's a little bit bad, but you can see the condensate line right there. That is for the dehumidifier, and I'm running that out. There's a vent on the other side of the radiant barrier, a nice long one that they can see, and I pointed the spigot right towards the vent, so if they're ever concerned or wondering what's going on. Obviously they have a lot of area to come under here and check out the dehumidifier, which I'll show you in a second, but that was just I don't know, I thought in case they just want to take a peek, see what's going on, they can. The radiant barrier, or the the dehumidifier is right over here. It's a Compact Air Plus. It's actually running right now. I think I have it set somewhere around 45 degrees right now. Initially just wanted to get rid of the moisture under here. Started to run it as I was finishing up this last area. Kind of worked my way out here so I wasn't walking on it. I do have a dehumidistat, which I have some fans circulating in a few places. Come back over here. And you can see one off in the over there. And I have those set maybe a little bit higher. So they'll initiate initially sense the relative humidity and come on, and then the dehumidifier will come on a little bit later. Just, you know, one way I thought to do it. Generally under 50%, there's different variances as to what you want to go on. I know that most of the time I think creatures or bugs or insects, termites, or anything are going to generally want to be in an area that's under 50%. As far as any growth for sustainability, durability, same thing applies. Somewhere under 50%. Could be higher, but to me that's a safe bet. It is an Energy Star rated piece of equipment, so it's going to run at a good steady state when it senses. Maybe a longer run time, but it's not just going to come on real quick and then go off, and then come on and go off. Again, this is an Energy Star rated rigid foam insulation I put under the stairs, and I sealed it with, again, the fire rated foam, which I did the foam anywhere I saw penetration. I'll show you a few. There's several around all the wires, the pipes. Anyway, put a little piece of moisture barrier down there over the concrete, sealed it with polyurethane sealant. more of the radiant barrier. Up here in this area, where you see the hard pipe for the dryer, that was essentially this area right here was shooting into the floor system. So there was lint, and there's still some evidence of lint. I did vacuum a lot of it, but just shooting right under here. Obviously, if I'm controlling humidity, I had to get that out. So we put in a hard pipe out the side wall there. Good location next to his office door, where he'll be able to see any lint buildup, or relatively straight. Slight little bend there. That's less than 22 feet overall, and I think we have 27 with a hard pipe, 4-inch, so that's within code. Alright, here's another fan I have blowing in the direction of the south, which is just, you know, maybe just to circulate any buildup of heat against that surface. Keep the circulation going, which makes it its way back out to the radiant barrier. Again, shot of some of the walls, going up primarily, you know, 6 inches to a foot. The seams, tape all the seams. Fan, make my way out again. Shot of some of the sill plates. I don't know if that shows it up. Yeah, you can see the line of polyurethane. I went around the perimeter just for air seal. Some areas were worse than others. If you're down here doing that, you might as well get it done. Get a case. Do it right while you're down here. It also helps some of the seams when you're putting in the fasteners, which was a good shot. There's a fastener. Sometimes a little overkill. Anywhere from every 2 feet. Areas where the grade changed, and I put in a couple more. High traffic areas. I'll probably leave the client a little bit of this moisture barrier to lay down. He's obviously got a lot of area for storage down here. More shot. All this was humped up. Some of the pictures on my website, you can see, you know, how much grade there was in differentials, and you know, if you don't want to work hard and you don't want to get dirty, don't do this. Hire me or consult with me. I can help you, give you some ideas. Just got to put your mind to it and get it done. I did most of the work myself. I did have some help with the installation. Some of that was more time consuming, and essentially Compact Air Plus powered by Santa Fe. So here she is. We'll be conducting a test out. We did test in under HERS 2 parameters. I am a BPI home analyst. I am certified in that regard. And when we test out, we're hoping to show the owner a lot of improvement. Some of the areas, air sealing, are obvious. Plumbing, electrical, any penetration. Sometimes there's just holes for some reason in the floors, and I went right over. So, you know, obvious areas. Shove a little insulation in there over the foam, hold it in place, not make such a mess. But that's all well foamed underneath that insulation as well. You know, sometimes this stuff does get all over the place when you're shooting it up, but get it in all those holes and let it do its thing. You can literally feel the difference. You know, 1 second you've got air that you feel circulating, put some foam in there and it's gone. several of these areas. So I mean, you know, all those little things, those little holes that you foam, does make a difference. They add up huge. The dryer vent was one issue where it was completely open to the upstairs, and you know, obviously sealing it at the opening and in and behind where I could, just let the foam do its thing. So here is another crawl space encapsulation. Go to my website, www.carmelichconstruction.com. Leave me a comment, send me an email at info@carmelichconstruction.com, and I'd love to consult with you. Come over, give you a proposal. I am seeking some training with Crawlspace Concepts in Michigan, and from what I gather, they're working out some EPA guidelines where there will possibly be a federal rebate for this work, because it's already been shown that this does improve your air quality. You can imagine all this was dirt with holes opened up to the house, makeup air under here, you know, from the furnace that was high efficiency. They just didn't pipe out because essentially they were using the crawl space as the makeup air. A dryer vent dumping into the crawl space. Anyway, there's just obvious improvements that have been made, and testing will generally show that improvement. It doesn't lie. If you're using pressure and manometers, generally show an improvement. There's more shots of this radiant barrier, and a lot of areas I felt work could be improved upon with foam. I did. A lot of penetrations going through the walls. Not just foamed at the surface, it's foamed through the penetration as well. Alright, well, thank you for taking a look. Hopefully I have some more encapsulations to show you, but this is probably one that obviously was more of a pleasure to work in. A lot of room down here. Like the owner referred to, it wasn't a crawl space, it's a walk space. So anyway, you're thinking about labor, you can take that into consideration and give the client a break. You're not crawling around. So anyway, thank you for your time, and I hope to hear from you soon. Steve Carmelich out.